forgot I wanted to plug the camera in so it would last. Hi! This is a little different than what I usually post. I recently thought it'd be a good idea to start sort of putting my feelings out there and recording down what I think currently now, kind of like a diary thing. I mean, you see the title, video diary. And then this one, I guess I just wanted to go over my past, where I've come from, what led up to the events of where I am now, thoughts and stuff. Just a video dump, basically, guys. And sort of want to do this now. I think a good time now is because I'm 24, gonna be turning 25, live a quarter of my life, and technically even more, a third maybe. And then I do the Twitch stuff, and I put videos on YouTube, and I would love that to get popular, and if it does, I want to see my progress and how I've thought about it over the years. So I'll probably do this video diary type thing once every other year or something like that, once every 3 years or something, while I'm getting popular. That way there's something to look back on and be like, this is what I thought about the process then, this is what I think about it now, what's changed, stuff like that. And then I'll maybe even do every, in between, episode 1 and episode 2, I'm going to do a sort of philosophy thing to talk about, or a life event thing that I'll talk about for that topic. The next one I'll do after this, probably even in a week or two, I'm going to talk about death, and the first time I've encountered death, when I've really understood what death meant, and just sort of my life on afterlife and stuff, and what relates to death. But this one, I'm going to be talking about my history, where I came from and everything, my family life, how I grew up, stuff like that, pretty simple stuff. Not going to do a draw my life, because that stuff sucks. Trying to come up with drawings for everything. But to start off, I guess, I'll just talk about how, my family moved around a lot. I've known my family to move around a lot from a young age, in a way, because I was born in one state, and then 2 years, 3 years later, had a brother born in another state, basically halfway across the country. And then maybe 2-3 years after that one, what was it, 2-3 years, another one, a quarter of the way across country, 4 states away from there, or maybe even 3, yeah. And then, moving right back to the middle of the United States, but not where I was originally born, just the middle of the United States, a state, where my paternal father, birth father, blood father, his family was more, I guess. All other family was in that area, I guess. But then, we lived there for a while, and we had a death in the family, which my birth father died when I was 11. So we stayed there for another year or so, and so I'm around the age of 12, I want to say, 11 to 12. And we moved to a state 2 states away, still in the middle of the U.S., though. There I did middle school, so 6, 7, 8, and 1 year of freshman. So, spent 4 years there. That was pretty good distance of time. Did all of middle school and the beginning of high school. And during that time, my mom met another guy, met my dad, my stepdad technically, but my dad, who was there since I was around 13. He was a pretty great guy then. I thought a lot about him then as a great guy and a role model. So that was good, that my birth father died, and it really messed me up a lot. but I still had a good male role model to help make it easier. But it caused a lot of schisms in the family. Lies were said, I don't know from who at this point now, you know. But, so we moved from that middle of the state place, Kansas, yeah. And we moved to Colorado. Back to where one of my brothers were born. Different part of Colorado, but still. Because my dad was my stepdad, I guess for this video. My stepdad was a trucker, so we went and moved there to be closer to him so we could see him more. Before, we would see him like maybe twice a month, and then there we got to see him like every weekend, almost. Like 3 weekends, and then maybe an extra long weekend, and then maybe another 2 to 3 later or something. But we lived there, did another year in high school, so sophomore year done, and we moved back to South Dakota for some reason. They did it over summer break, which was pretty clever. Sent us away to our grandparents to have fun for summer break, and we went to Six Flags or something. Or was it Disneyland? No, it wasn't Disneyland. It was Six Flags. Anyways, so Six Flags in Texas, summer vacation. My family moves to make it easier since all 3 of my siblings won't be there, and my stepdad did have a daughter of his own, a son of his own, who was younger, and then we had a younger sister who we adopted, but just a younger sister on our side of the family. But no, the schism, me and my brothers went during that summer. It was fun, but in the middle of it, we were told that, hey, so your family's moving back to South Dakota, so you're gonna stay with us a little bit longer on the farm, and when they get there, then we'll bring you to the new place. It's like, okay, cool, that's great, you know. I made friends in high school freshman year, made friends in high school sophomore year. This would have been nice to have some stability to stay there, make good friends, but I've had like 1 or 2 good friends in most of the schools I've gone to, but then after high school and I move away or something, you know, we're like, oh, hey, remember me? Yeah, let's chat for a bit, and then drifts off, and then, hey, we rotate back to each other, online and stuff, which is cool, because I guess without online stuff, like without internet and stuff, I probably never would talk or think about them. But, so yeah, we moved back to South Dakota, and I was going to finish up my last 2 years there, but because I've moved to 2 different high schools beforehand, and this was my 3rd one, a lot of credits weren't switching over the way I wanted them to, so I was going to have to repeat like 2 or 3 classes. And I was like, this is going to set me back so much. I basically have to redo a whole year because these don't match up for some reason. But I learned about the Job Corps training program, which was a great program funded by the Department of Labor or something in early American history, like mid-50s or something, I can't remember, but it was a good program. It sounded like you go there, you can get a high school diploma for a year or 2 and work as fast or as slow as you need to on certain courses, like do your history and then do your math once you pass history, instead of history and math and science all at the same time. So I got to like focus on math in particular and ace that quickly, get out of that. I think history was another one I got out of pretty quickly. English was a little bit slower and science was a little bit slower, but just because I don't like reading things like that, I guess, wasn't super interesting to me. I was more into like real life history and stuff, and nonfiction books and stuff like that. Like I loved learning science. I just didn't care to read about how the science was learned. But then I don't like a lot of made-up books either. You know, I've read all the books like The Hatchet and Mockingbird and other Giving Trees and stuff like that. That's another thing. But I was like, I don't want to stay in another high school junior year, still doing sophomore classes, and technically supposed to even out. I have to take like 2 or 3 extra senior classes. Fuck that. It's So I went to the Job Corps program, got my high school diploma there, technically almost a year early, or a year early at least. And at the same time, as long as I was doing my high school diploma there, I also learned a trade. I learned kitchen, culinary arts, cooking type stuff, which is really good. I've always enjoyed being in the kitchen, making good food. Probably not good for my health, though. I'm definitely a eater in the kitchen. But so I got my high school diploma there, and got it a year early than I would have if I went to regular high school. My stepdad actually went to the Job Corps I went to in South Dakota, and I believe, I was told he completed 4 years of high school basically in a year. He really buckled down to try to get through it, and I think he did drywall and painting as his sort of trade, putting up drywall, painting them, and stuffing them with asbestos or whatever back then, but maybe not asbestos, that's a bit old. Anyways, him and my stepdad and my mom both went to that Job Corps too. That's where they met, so they actually knew each other when they were teenagers, which I was like, oh, that is so cool. That's kind of like fate in a way, because the way that my stepdad loved my mom, he loved her very much, I believe. I don't see the relationship and think there was either side that like loved each other as much, as the other, but so they were very good role models for like what a relationship should be, I believe. So to know that they met and they dated when they were like teenagers, life happened, they got separated, whatever happened between them. But then they got back together eventually, and it was cool. It was like fate and love really do matter and make sense when you look at it that way. And it's not hard to love the person that you love. So, really good role models about relationship. So, they both went there and did their programs. My mom did like nursing assistant, something, I believe, office assistant, nursing assistant, I don't know. But finished high school. I went to then worked for a little bit on my grandparents' farm place there. But then I got contacted with a sort of like best friend that I had in middle school. Right around 7th grade, I believe, I started to make friends with this kid named Daniel, one of my friends. He was my best friend at the time, and we have been friends and talked on a good occasion throughout all that stuff that happened, all the times I moved. Talked on a pretty good occasion to each other and played games online, Xbox Live and Nazi Zombies and stuff like that. It was a fun time. But we still sort of kept in contact, but we started to really talk a lot after I graduated from the Job Corps system. And the plan was I would move in with him, because we've been best friends for like 7 years, and I was like, I would move in with him and his family. And when he graduates high school, because he was a year behind me and him would move out and get an apartment together and go to college and do that whole sort of college roommate experience together as best friends. Seemed great, but a lot changed, when us moving, and we only talked to each other when we were, online, so a lot changed in both of our lives, and we sort of changed into different people. So, like, it was still really good friends, but it definitely wasn't like we're not as close as we used to be. And I view life differently than the way he views life, sort of thing, on certain aspects. But, so I was there, I lived in Arizona for a while. Effing hot, god damn, I never want to move there again. But, we were good for a while and met some couple people. I would drive him to his college classes, because he didn't have a car yet. So I would drive him around, he'd pay for my gas, stuff like that. And, so I drive him to these college classes, and he has these college classes where he's doing culinary art stuff too, so we related on topics like that. We related and thought about a lot of things the same early on, but he met somebody there, and I would drive them around, and I would meet them in front of the school, and now she's one of my friends. At this point in time, kind of. We talk a little bit, but it's like that high school, like, yeah, we're friends, even though we only talk to each other when we see each other type of thing. But I was a weirdo then, so I don't know why she was friends with me. But some things happened, got into fights with the family, and I was just like, I can't live here anymore. I'm not being respected the way I want to be respected here. So I moved back to South Dakota to fall back on my family. My family has a pretty great support system in helping each other when we are in need. So I fell back on my family a little bit to try to get my life reset again. So at this point in time, I'm like 18, 19. Start looking into like college stuff when I get back there. I roll into college and I move to the city that's sort of in the between like both of my families. And I did a year of college there at that university there, but I was also I was living by myself at 19, no work experience prior besides the part-time jobs that I was doing in between for extra cash. And there wasn't a lot of them. It was like 2 part-time jobs because my family moved around a lot. I never really had the chance to get a job. But, so I got a couple jobs in that city pretty easily because of my cooking experience at Job Corps. So that's what I'm thankful for, was that they gave me good resume things to look at. I mean, on my resume it says that I'm certified from a labor department for culinary arts certificate. So that's cool. Makes it easy to get a job. But I was doing a full-time college student plus being a full-time employee, living completely on my own and paying for it as much as I can for myself. My parents did help me here and there when they could. My grandparents helped me here and there when they could, but I was trying to be self-sufficient, mostly. And I didn't do great, surprise, surprise. During that one college year, I think I had 3 jobs. At the beginning of the year, I worked as a college student tech person, which was whatever. I could not do it. I like computers and stuff, but I don't know a lot of stuff about computers. I would like to learn, but nobody was willing to teach me, so it was like, oh, well, after like a month or 2 of working there, they were just like, you don't have the skills needed right now, and I just need somebody with skills more advanced than what you have. And it's like, well, you haven't really taught me anything, dude. Anyways, then I worked at a corporate chain, grocery store, clothing store stuff, big one, you know. And that was a hassle because I wanted to work in the electronics department. But when I interviewed, I did all that stuff. They were like, yeah, you're going to the electronics department. And then literally the day before orientation for the electronics department, they pulled me and was like, actually, we need cashiers, so we're just going to throw you in that one. And I got stuck as a cashier, which was not fun. God, rudest customers I'll ever meet as a big corporate chain, grocery store, clothing store chain, cashier. Rude people. And just dealing with like management at that corporate level, it's always a bad thing, huh? But worked there for a while, failing student, trying to take those still college classes at the same time and full-time student at a corporate train store, so 40 hours a week as a college student, and F off, dude. So I was missing days of work to go to school, and I was missing days of school to go to work for a little bit. And I did debate team while I was in college, and that was the final straw with that corporate chain, was that I was at a debate competition, and I told them a month beforehand that I'm not available this weekend. Don't schedule me that weekend. I won't be back till the next, like, starting Tuesday sort of thing. And they were like, okay, cool, that's good. We'll just put it in there. So I go to the debate competition, and the day that I'm there, the day I travel, it's like an 8-hour drive or something. I'm setting foot into the building, getting ready for the debates. And I get a call saying that, hey, you're not here for your shift. It started an hour ago. Are you showing up? No, dude, I'm at a debate competition 2 states away. What do you want me to do? I was like, oh, we'll just mark it down as one of your tardy absences, but you've got them piling up right now, so be careful. I get back. I try to log into my scheduling app, and it won't let me log in. And I call them, and they're like, "Oh, well, I guess it was too many write-ups, so we just ended up taking you off of our work roster until further notice." I was like, "Oh, okay, cool, thanks." Click. Great. So you fired me, no notice. It wasn't even my problem, and that sucked. That really sucked. So I went back to kitchen work. Worked at a great restaurant. I love that restaurant, a Mongolian grill restaurant. It was so good, so much good money too, because that area in South Dakota where I lived in gets a lot of tourists during certain seasons. So did that for a while. Got reconnected with somebody online one day. My friend from Arizona, the female friend, and we started talking. I was having a bad day. She wanted to check up on me, heard I was having a bad day, and our relationship sort of just started to blossom. And so we decided that, hey, I would love to. We didn't get to hang out a lot when I lived in Arizona. I would love to try to get you to come out here where I lived. She still lived in Arizona at the time, but I was like, I want to get you out here to where I live so you can meet my family and sort of have some fun, time with me. So she visited me for a Christmas, and it was a really nice Christmas to have her. I felt just different about my life. I felt a little bit happier about my life because I had a lot of major stuff happen, and it made me like just not thinking a lot. But when she entered my life, I it would make me think a lot more about things that I didn't even consider for my life. And so she so then she stayed with me for that Christmas, flew back, then came for a summer because in the wintertime in South Dakota it's pretty cold. She was not used to that, was not prepared for that. I had some clothes for her, but it just wasn't enough. Visited me for a summer, had a little bit of fun there, then she flew back, and I was like, alright, so that year you came to visit me, this year I'll come visit you. So I go to visit her for a Christmas, and when I'm there, I was just like, oh my god, I am so happy to be out here. And at the time, her family moved to California. So I was like, I'm so happy to be out here in California. This is awesome. I, uh, I just like, I had this euphoria moment. I was like, I want to move out here. I want to move out here, and I want to move out here to be closer to you, and I want to move out here because I feel like I just belong here in a way. So we sort of debated it back and forth, like, oh, you need to save money for that, save like $10,000. I was like, $10,000? It's gonna take me forever to save. I'll save $3,000. And she said, no, $3,000 is too little. Yeah, so we settled on $5,000, and so I went back to my grandparents' farm, helped save money by living there with them, worked on the farm, did what I could, and they helped me save money until eventually I had enough money that I was able to move out here, California. So I moved to California. I'm living closer to her. Everything's great. Getting a new job. I start working at the restaurant she works at. She works in there as a server for a bit. And, or no, busser. But she did a lot of serving too there. So she worked there, and I get hired to work in a kitchen, a real kitchen though, like work in the back. Ticket order comes up. I make the burger, the sandwich, the salad, whatever it is I'm on that day, and put it on a plate and serve it out. You know, that's it. No customer interaction, just dudes in a kitchen, dudes and chicks in a kitchen. So that was pretty fun. I enjoyed that. That's the kitchen I prefer to work in. But their business sort of ran out of business. They couldn't afford to stay open, so they closed it. It was like 3 weeks notice, I think, if even, maybe 2. Just called everybody in one day, sat them down in a room, and explained, "Yep, we're closing. Those of you who they saw the skills worth bringing over will try to transfer over to other restaurants that they own." But so quit that, job hunting for a little bit. She goes to be a coffee barista, and I go to be a pizza kitchen cook. So we moved in together, and the way when I moved out here, I moved into a dude's room. He was renting out in his house, this older dude's room who was retired, and he rents out a room in his house. has kids that have moved out, had their own families, and tries to rent out his room to college students that need cheap living to go to college out here to start out their life. Great sort of dude in that aspect. And so I was living there, and he would barely be there. He would only be there on like Saturday, Sundays, maybe Monday morning. Because he had his own life and did stuff away from his house now that he's retired. So, I'm living there. I basically have the house to myself, but really I gotta keep stuff in my, towards the room area for when he gets here during the weekend. He doesn't want, like, a messy house that's not his, you know? So whatever. Bring my console out to the main living room when he's gone. Just put it back up in my room when he gets back. So I did that for a while, pizza kitchen cook. She eventually moved in with me. I drove her around a lot. I drive her around a lot. And we are doing that for a bit. She decides she doesn't want to work as a barista anymore, so she moves to the pizza kitchen with me. We've been doing that for a while, but we're looking for like better and bigger opportunities whenever we can, you know. But it's all right for now, because she's also doing college stuff for culinary arts stuff, which was cool. And when I went to college, I wasn't sure what I was doing. I just used the culinary arts as a way to get jobs easily. But we're doing good. We moved out of the older dude's house. We thought we're a pretty serious couple now. We've been dating for like 3 years. So we move into an apartment of our own. A nice little swanky small place, you know, just for us two and then our pets, so only what we need right now. Nothing extra. But we been doing fine, doing good here, and now I'm at the point in my life where I want to continue doing the stream stuff and playing my games and try to be connected to who I am as a person through my hobbies. So that's why recently I've been really starting to ramp up like how I do on my streams, try and make it better in which ways I can. And I upload those Twitch streams to YouTube to just sort of keep them there as a dump place for videos, old videos, you know. So like I said, I thought this would be a good point in time to do a video like this because I'd be able to check in on progress, let people know what's up. I'm just starting off with like 50 followers on Twitch, which is great. And so I'm just going to keep trying to improve step by step on that aspect. A couple videos of mine have gotten really popular on YouTube, not like blowing up, but like instead of the 5 to 10 viewers that are watching them, it was like, whoa, 50 all of a sudden sort of thing. For a good 3 videos. So I sort of hit maybe just like a small algorithm thing, which is kind of cool. But it'll probably be fleeting, so I'm just gonna, again, step by step, keep making it better. Because I would love for this to eventually get to the point where I could maybe work 1 less day a week at this part-time job and be able to support myself with 1 extra day on here, you know? Or make it more professional and keep making this like a career thing where I just sit here, I entertain people and talk about things and keep them company and review games and stuff. So that's what I sort of do now. Still working on pizza places and stuff, but it's been fun. And like I said, it's this past year has sort of really ramped up and made me think, you know, maybe I could actually do this. So I'm trying. And there's cool little things that are cool too, like little things that happen that I'm like, this could be serious, because like we have an affiliate right now at the time of filming this and when I post this. We have an affiliate where it's like an energy drink company, and it's actually an energy drink company that I really like, you know? So this energy drink company is called, oh, that's backwards, isn't it, for you reading it? Dubby.gg, DUBBY.gg, and it's an energy drink company that I like because with my ADHD that I have, drinking certain energy drinks just like gets me too hyped, too anxiety feeling, and it's always made me feel bad and have a weird crash. But Dubby.gg, or Dubby energy drinks, are actually really good. The caffeine they have is derived from actual like coffee cherry extract, you know? Um, no artificial sugars or dyes, I believe it was, and pumped with good vitamins too. And I drink that and I feel fine. I can drink like 2 or 3 of those and probably feel fine. You know, it doesn't hit me as hard or bad, and it feels better, you know, in the long run. But I only recommend 1 cup, 1 to 2 cups, I believe, a day of that stuff. This is like pre-workouts and energy drinks, you know, in moderation. Uh, what else is it that's been going on with my life? I have been trying to lose weight, you know. That's a hard, long process. I've been trying to go to the gyms more often and stuff, you know. Had a very sedimentary life for a while, so just trying to keep myself healthy in whichever way I can. A lot of it's genetic, though, you know, which is nothing wrong. Nothing I can do about it. But that's been going on, and me and my girlfriend, Sophia, well, we are actually engaged. She's my fiance now, which is so awesome. Because, I've always wanted to be a husband. For some reason, that was like one of my things I wanted when I was a little kid. Like, what do you want to be when you grow up? I was like, you know, like, I want to be a husband, and I want to have kids, and I want to have a house, I want to have a stable job. I just want to be like that American dream. Uh, okay. But whenever I had these, like, the way, like, I was like, I want to be a husband and I want to have kids, you know, I would just want to, that dream, but I didn't think I could have it, you know. So I met her, and it was just different. It was like, I felt about her how I thought my parents felt about each other, you know, my stepdad and my mom. And I was just like, oh my god, I think this is really what love feels like, you know? So, after dating her for 3, 4 years, I was just like, I want to marry her. This is who I want to marry. This is who I want to be with me in my life forever. So I proposed to her at a Renaissance fair. We go to, like, the Renaissance fairs. You dress up as plague doctors and fairies and stuff, whatever. And loving her, I just knew that this is who I want forever. So I proposed to her at one of them. And it just made me feel happier. Like, this was another step in my life that I truly is my step, you know? So, after that, being proposed to her, I was like, I want my life to, I want to start working on my life. And that's why I'm kind of glad I live out here in California. Because with that family that I had, my family's very loving, but it was very unstable in certain ways. And so, sorry, just trying to adjust something. There we go. But we're in so much love. I'm trying to think about what to say about her, because she's like everything I wanted, like I said, you know, and she made me feel different about myself and my life. So I was just glad that I met her. And I want to do so much, you know, in life. I want to experience everything life has to offer. I wanna see the world. And that's why I need this becoming an entertainer thing to work. I can't live my life this way. I need to be able to know the world, experience the world, and have stories to tell, and entertain people. The thought of having somebody sort of clinging on to the next word I'm gonna say. I was just like, that sounds awesome to me, you know. That's what I would want to do as a career. Being just entertaining for my thoughts and my talking. So that's why I think I'm into philosophy type things and meditating and talking and spiritualities. But we've been engaged for a year almost. A little over a year now. No, this coming year. Dang. I'm bad with time. One of those ADHD things. But yeah, been together for like 5 years. And might even be getting married sooner than we thought. Because we were like, oh, we need a long time to save for a wedding. 2024, we'll have to wait and hope we have money then saved up. Because we can't do anything big. But we've been talking and like, we don't need to even do that. We can just do it Vegas style. Or go to the courthouse and invite all our loved ones to eat with us. You know? It doesn't need to be a big thing. It's just for us. And we don't like those big things that are focused on us. Anyways. So we might even get married sooner than we thought. As long as we can keep saving money for what we really want to spend money on, which is the honeymoon. We want to spend more money on the honeymoon than the actual wedding. Is how we view it. So the wedding we sort of view for everybody else. I mean, it's for us, but it's like everybody else more wants to be here than us at this point. I can't wait, though, to be sitting there, smiling, holding her hand, because every time I think about her when I'm alone, I'm just like, man, I'm getting married. Like, I'm getting married, and I'm gonna be a husband. It's so cool to me. I don't know why. I just... glad I feel like I've met the person who I know will always care for me. I mean, don't get me wrong, my family's great too, and I know, like, my mom will always care for me, and I have tons of people in my family who care for me, but it's different when you meet just that one person who's like, this is exactly who and what I need right now. So yeah, it's cool, and I can't wait for that day, you know. But, she's such a great person, and I'm so glad that I'm also having this chance to grow and recognize how much I love her and how much I want her to be in my life, and I want people to see her the way I see her. I didn't expect that to come out of nowhere. Like, I knew I would maybe cry about some things, but that really clogged up your sinuses for a second, huh? But it really doesn't help that I'm listening to, like, classical music and stuff. But yeah, sort of where I'm at now. I really love the person I'm with. We're trying to do better for each other every time we can. Life gets tough, but you get over it, you know. You choose to love. Like, you fall in love, but you choose to keep loving and keep working towards that love. These people are just like, oh, you know, it just fizzled out sort of thing. Like, well, neither one of you were trying then. I feel like you can fall in love with anybody. I feel like you can trick yourself into falling in love with the wrong people, you know. So being in love is a truly mental thing, and it's just how you work towards it to be in love. At least from my viewpoint. But that's sort of my life and where I've gone and what I've done and the purpose of this video diary, I guess. Just putting down in stone, like, these are my thoughts, this is me, this is who I am, you know? I'm a guy who loves dad jokes and being lazy and pets and animals. My snake, I love my tattoos, I love what I'm becoming, I love who I am. And she really helps. It makes it easier for me to say yes to loving me. Even though I tease her about how I don't like certain things about me, you know. Do I have a lazy eye? Sorry. Just notice that. It's weird seeing yourself on camera and emit these down and seeing yourself cry and stuff. But I felt good though. I'm feeling good. Sometimes you need that, you know? I think this is gonna be good. I think you guys will enjoy stuff like this. People going on like a deeply personal level. You know? So, hope you enjoy. Like, comment, subscribe, do all that. Check out the links if it's there. See the link tree. Follow me on Twitch. Click for that link. YouTube, click for that link. And there's also the Discord where I'll talk to you and get to know you if I can, and try to build a community of people that enjoy being around each other and connecting with each other there. And then also, whatever affiliates there right now, W.GG, guys. Awesome energy drinks, awesome clothing. I love the hat that I'm wearing right now. One of their hats, you know? I love that like little patchwork. That's embroidered. Like, that's in the hat. This isn't gonna come off, you know? It's not some weird patch. It's sewn in. There. Got it here. Be better. Engraved. Embroidered. Whatever. Same thing. W. There it is. W. Awesome hat. Awesome shirts. They got hoodies. They got beanies. Hoodies, beanies, energy drinks, shaker cups. Check out what they have. Seriously. As long as something hasn't changed about their company, you know. Hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know if there's anything interesting you want me to talk about, or anything that you would like to say about your experience and how you feel about it. Peace.